Good morning, everyone. How is everyone on this beautiful Tuesday morning? Good morning, drummer. Man, you are right on time every morning, brother. Count on you like clockwork. You're kind of like me. You're right on time. Now let's see who else will pop in just any second. Pete, maybe. There he is. Morning, Pete. Morning, all. Morning, Pete. I just now saw your text when I said that. It's pretty funny. And we got TC Blades. Oh, there's B Shady coming in third. Oh, thank you, Pete. That'll help my watch hours. Good morning, folks. How are you this morning, sir? Yeah, thank you. Thank you a ton, Pete. That'll help my watch hours for sure. Of course, I need another 1,000, so need a few loops. Be Shady, what kind of cool stuff you carrying this morning? I know you at least got your tie dyes. Oh, and good morning, Patrick. I think Patrick might be a buddy from Reddit. Oh, that's awesome, Pete. Thank you. 24 hours a day. What is there? 196 hours in a week. Is that right? 176. Hold on. 7 times 140 plus 28, 168. Oh man, this coffee is so good this morning. You accidentally bought a knife. How'd you do that? Pete, you're awesome. Appreciate it. Uh, what knife did you accidentally buy, folks? I got a couple of budget knives to go over this morning that I want to check out. Let's see. While I'm waiting on the chat, I picked a Cold Steel Recon M1 in Magna Cut. Oh, that's awesome. Live auction as in like eBay or oh yeah, because you work eBay sometimes, don't you? Yeah, oh that's awesome if you got a good price on it. Yeah, knife swap's the way to go, Patrick. I've got to post a bunch myself. Let me get over what I carried last night really quick so we can go look at some knives like the M1. Good morning, Ron Crow. Oh, Whatnot? Yeah, I've heard a lot of people use Whatnot and get good deals. So, check screen. What's wrong with the screen? Something wrong with the screen? Good morning, Southpaw Carey. What's wrong with the screen? Oh, I know the failing, Patrick. Let's see. So in my front pocket last night, I carried the Quiet Carry Drift LCT. I'm going to go over some of my problems with this knife, or actually my only problem with this knife. I love this knife, but it's got a problem. I will go over that in just a second. And in my back pocket, I had my Pina knives, mini diesel. This is one that I have never carried. and I wanted to get some pocket time with it. Yeah, that's how I start out the videos, with just my background with the email before I bring on and start talking about what knives I carried. That's how they always start, Patrick. It's all good now. Really love this knife, Riot OEM. It makes an awesome sound when opened. It's got superb action as well. Got a really good sound though. Got that good kerthwack. Maybe y'all can hear that. So now that I got that back pocket out of the way, let's go back to the elephant in the room. This knife is my third drift that I've had. I started with the drift. I always get the same versions, the K, SW, knurled, stonewash, or satin, stonewash and satin. I don't know. I get the same versions of all of them. But anyway, I started out with the drift. The drift was too small for me. So then I went to the Drift L, and the Drift L was too thin for me. I like thicker knives. So then I traded an even trade my Drift L for this Drift LCT. I found a guy on Reddit that thought this one was too thick for him and wanted a Drift L, and I thought just the opposite. So we did a perfect trade. And that's how I got this one. We had both just bought them from Quiet Carry. They were both brand new, so we did an even trade. My problem with this knife is they located the blade window or the blade hole too far back on the blade. And I will explain why very simply. So when I go to hold a knife, as I'm sure most of you do, you let the back of the knife rest in your palm where it's comfortably not falling out of your hand. You don't want it like this because it feels like it's falling out of your hand. You grab the knife, you let the end of the knife hit your palm, and then you put your finger to try to open it. Well, when you do that with this knife, my finger does not hit the blade hole. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm quite a good little distance from the edge of the blade hole. So in order to reverse flick this knife and open it the way that I want to open it, I have to physically let it feel like it's falling out of my hand to let my finger get on it enough to flick it open. So as you can see, it's falling out of my palm because I have to reach up that far to contort my finger to get it in the blade hole. So I think this Thursday, whatever we do with modding, I think since I love this knife so much and I want to keep it forever, that I'm going to mod it where it works for me. And they should have done this themselves. They should have moved this hole over a little bit and it would have been perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a 1-of-1 by lengthening this hole. I don't know what, it's already an odd shape, so I can't mess it up. It's not symmetrical. It's got a bigger curve back here than it does in the front. So I might just try to even it up on the front and make it the same shape as the back, but make it extend out a little further so that I can catch it with my finger when it lands in my palm. I don't need much more, but I have to literally scoot the knife down in order to get the. I could use my pointer finger, but then I just can't flick. You can't get enough leverage. As you can see, I can't. The detent on it's so good that no, you really can't use your pointer finger. Which brings me to the next thing. Yesterday, I got that. Talking about detent and the pressure. Oh, good morning, Doc Seuss, by the way. I got in that digital force gauge. Something else I wanted to mention, Temu has already refunded my money, and it's already back in my bank account. Like, pretty crazy. Like, I don't know how that happened so fast. Good morning, TC Blades. But Temu already refunded me. The guy, the shop that sold it to me, tried to claim, oh, I'm so sorry about that. We'll get that refund done. And this was after Temu already refunded the money. So they saw the proof I sent them with the email from the post office saying that it was addressed to a whole other person, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't know that story, I got scammed on Temu and got, they sent me a fake tracking number to somebody else that was getting a package here in my town. So it looked like it got delivered, but it got delivered to a different house because it was a different package. And I had to file a claim anyway. Got that back. But I did get this in. What reminded me of that Temu story is I've got an issue with this too, and I'm probably going to have to return it. But it's not a major issue, and I might not return it. It's more of just a preference kind of thing. But if I do return it, I taped back up the batteries so they kind of look like they're the way they came. So let me go grab some extra batteries so I don't have to retape those up if I do decide to return it. Hold on just a second. All right. Luckily, I keep them on the shelf in the garage between the kitchen and this studio. So I wanted to show y'all. You're fine, Patrick. Be shady. We'll go over your pocket check here in just a minute, buddy. Yeah, he's got full pockets today. He usually keeps full pockets. Another design flaw with this stupid thing. I don't know if y'all can see. They put little round, like, spacers to hold the batteries up in place. But on the spring side, they put one, too, and it gets in the way of you trying to slide the battery down. So when you slide the battery down, you hit that little thing. So you have to literally hover the battery in midair to get it in. I don't know. It's just design. Stupid design stuff. But I wanted to show y'all this. I told y'all they had a bunch of different versions for different weight ranges. And they listed the range on the website, but they didn't really tell the increments. So I knew that the range was going to be okay for what I needed. But I didn't think about things like wanting the increments to be a certain thing. So I kind of wanted to show in grams of pressure like that other guys did. And I bought the second model up, and I should have bought the smallest model, I guess. This one will still do what I got it for. But like I said, it's got the range on the stuff was a little different. So I wanted to show y'all. So right here, it's got newtons. It's got kilograms, it's got pounds, and it's got ounces. So if we want to do grams, we'll go to kilograms, and 0.10 of a kilogram would be 100 grams. So 100 grams of pressure. So the reason I bought this is to test D10 on knives and such. And the blade, we can use it to pull... see how sharp knives are by pulling fishing line across the blades and then test them all equally. And we'll know which ones come sharper than others. So anyway, it's got a bunch of little attachments and screws and stuff and a bunch of little ends for the how you affect what you're trying to push or pull. So I didn't use it very much last night. I just tested a couple of knives that I had, the two that I had with me and one more. But basically, now I can test and see how much power it takes to pull, how many grams. So if I put this all the way out there on the edge, you'll see that I'm pulling with 600 grams of force, 700, 800, and it broke loose. If you go back and watch the video, I'm sure you could. 870, like about 8.87 was where it broke loose. Yep, it did again at about 0.87. So the detent on that knife, and I'm not holding the lock bar at all, is about 850 grams or 870 grams, which I believe is pretty tight, because let's check the pina. So I'll have to turn this one sideways so we can see it, but I'm going to hook it on the thumb stud the same way. I could turn this where we can actually see it. I'll hook it on the thumb stud the same way, and I'm going to pull on it. Whoops. And y'all will see that it's going up. Okay, that one even got to 100 out here at the thumb studs. Oh, no, it broke loose about the same place. And I'm making sure that I'm not squeezing the lock bar. They both have pretty, that one dropped a little bit more. It's according to what angle. I'm trying to pull it straight out. Let me see if y'all, the glare's not showing you the numbers, but yeah, that one dropped below 70 when I pulled it straight out. I was pulling it at an angle before. But anyway, and we can push on stuff too, the same way. So you can push on it, or we can pull. So anyway, I think I'm going to send this one back and get the one that shows grams, because I'd rather have grams. Although we were about to hit 1 kilogram. I'll have to see the range on the other model. I think it'll be good, but anyway, that's that force gauge, digital force gauge that I can test detent and such with. I'm still looking eBay for a hardness tester for a good one, a real one. An analog, not digital. Not Lieb. Are you a bigger guy, B Shady? I'm a big guy, so I can carry lots of stuff. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go to the browser. Oh, yeah. I wanted to show y'all. Nah, folks, they're not. They're around $1,500 for a new one, but I'm trying to find one, a decent shaped older one for like $500. You can get the Lieb hardness testers for $200, but they're not accurate enough. They're within 1 or 2 points, and in some cases they work great because you don't need to know any more than that. But knife steel, people want to know down to the 10th, you know. This was a story that I saw popped up on Instagram. So the guy we talked about, Steve Kalari, with the knives, with American Blade Works, or American, not American Blade Works. Yeah, maybe that is it. Anyway, there's more drama with him. He got into it with somebody else that was still talking about it, some person named Jacob. And he got a strike for harassment and cyberbullying. The statement says, Jacob can make wild accusations about me, but can't handle me responding because he's a liar. I didn't look at the comments, but I bet they're pretty spicy, or getting spicier by the minute. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But let's go look at what B Shady's got in his pocket today. Actually, first we got to look at the knife Fuchs bought. Fuchs bought a Cold Steel Recon M1 in Magna Cut. I'm guessing they came in black. and black only. Uh, I've got the clip point. Hopefully you got the clip point, or the, they don't make the, oh, that's S35 and that's S35. Well, that's a clip point anyway. Is that the knife you got, folks? Black on black. Yep, that's it. Doc Seuss, I've heard quite a few people get great deals. In fact, I believe Patrick has bought off What's Not, if I remember correctly. But I've heard lots of people get good deals, and there's only a few channels. There's some chicks that sell like some overpriced knives on there I watched one night. And I guess they might be okay, but the prices I saw they had that night were kind of iffy. And they were two like a little bit heavier chicks that I think were trying to do this for a living, so I don't know how they could make money and still give most people a good deal, but maybe they get donated, or I don't know. I don't know how all that works, but or maybe they have husbands that get deals on them and they're able to pass them on. I've never used it myself, so I don't know. All right, we know what the Clydesdale is. We know what the Devo Nip is, a little bitty one. We checked out the Modest Mary Fixie, I think, but I don't remember it as well as the other two. Jake B. Modest Mary Fixie. Modest Mary update. Jacob creates. Oh. Huh. I wonder if that's the same Jacob that Steve Kalari was talking about. That would be funny. The Hail Mary. Where's the Modest Mary? The Chickadee, man, that thing's tiny. Oh, there's the Modest Mary. I believe that's what you said, right? Modest Mary? Yeah, that's it. You got the red one, B Shady? Well, that's a good price. I still want a Buwaya, or whatever that's called. Which reminds me, I've got a few links to look at after we look at these. I like the blade grind on that Modest Mary. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was super surprised. I got this Pulsar XL for $160 last week. It looked brand new, like no issues. I've got fingerprints on it, of course, but that was on Knife Swap, and the guy wanted $185 for it. And like I explained, somebody else had YOLO'd it while I'm in the chat with the guy offering him $160. So he could have got $185 for it, and I wouldn't have got it for $160. But it doesn't have any marks on it at all. But $200 is a good price for a Django. Heck, anything other than retail price is a good price in my book. Let's see, what else you got? Mad Yoko and Shady and Forrest and Shady Hanks. Oh, you got your Hanks, your Ray Light again. your fidget boy again. What is a Boo Boo Boy Slider? Fidget boy. Oh, yeah, that's that little thing that looks like a controller or whatever. Looks like a Super Nintendo or something. And your tie-dyes. Oh, this is not the Magna Cut. I didn't pay attention. That says Nitro V. My bad. The Hail Mary, Modest Mary pre-order. Magna Cut, black. Yeah, that's a lot prettier. Oh, that's a heck of a price. Oh, it's $296. Not deposit of $160 plus $136. Yeah, I like that blade grind too, but it's different than that other one. YOLO is you only live once. TC Blades, and on Knife Swap, YOLO is beats trumps everything. So if you put in the Knife Swap that you want to chat with the guy and negotiate price or talk to him about the knife or ask him questions about it, and somebody else comes along and types in YOLO, that means that they're willing to pay the price that he's posted it for without any questions or anything. And in most posts, people in Knife Swap, YOLO is supposed to outweigh anything else. So anybody that types YOLO in a Knife Swap post means that they want to buy that knife for what the guy posted it for, and they don't want to ask any questions. They just want it. So the quicker a knife gets YOLO'd, the quicker it's sold, and then after somebody YOLO's it, everybody else knows that that knife is pretty much taken. So they won't message the guy about it. Well, I had put in a chat saying I wanted to chat to the guy to offer him less money or ask him a question or whatever, and right after me, or actually before my chat, that he didn't even see a guy YOLO'd the same knife. So the guy YOLO'd it saying he was willing to pay the $185 while I'm in the chat with the guy offering him $160, and he said okay to me, and it was his first swap on Knife Swap, so he didn't know that he was supposed to honor that YOLO. I'm supposed to be screwed at the point somebody YOLO's it, and it's just kind of like enticing people to buy the knife for what it's posted for, and if you really want a knife, YOLO it. So I can show you really easy on any Reddit post in Knife Swap, there'll be YOLOs, especially if somebody has a bunch of knives posted, then they'll YOLO each knife, so each knife will get YOLO'd. So let's just look at one of the hot ones from this morning on Knife Swap that has multiple knives. So here's one with 4 knives. So the guy lists his knives up here, and the first post is a guy YOLOing the Rask. And so the guy selling it said yours. And then people talk about it. Sting is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody YOLO'd the Brown. And the guy said yours, DMing. So YOLO is just a term. And if you look down here, his doesn't say it, but it's kind of an unspoken thing. Oh, yeah. If you look up here in the first paragraph, at the end of it, he says, I'm the original owner for all of them, and none of them have been used. Action, lockup, centering, all perfect. U.S. only. YOLO trumps everything. No trades, and prices are negotiable within reason. So he says YOLO trumps everything. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah, 20 minutes for you being behind is not bad, actually, Shady. You're probably like about that slow in real life. No, I'm just joking. I don't know you like that to talk like that. Just joking. So, yeah, let me look at my posts I had saved. I wanted to show y'all a few things. I sent them over to the Discord. There was there's a video I want to go over, which is a cool video from that same guy, Outdoors 55, that does all the sharpness testing, and he was on the video with Neve's knife that we watched one day. I got a video of his I want to go over for a little while, but there were some good sales on Atlantic Knife right now, including the deal of the day yesterday was a cold steel 8010 light for like $59. But they have quite a few good prices on some newer stuff right here. Some QSPs. Their site sucks, so kind of hard to... I thought this one looked kind of interesting for $79. They've got pretty good deal. That raccoon for $59 is a good deal. The Ramet B is back in. If it didn't have holes, I'd buy one of those. I love that texture on the surface. Anyway, Atlantic Knives had a few knives on their deal, and their deal of the day changed. It was, I wanted to show y'all the 8010 for $59. It was an 8010 light or something. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, my next link was a knife that I think we all should check out at some point, and that is a new brand, or newer brand, called Tactus. And this Frontier is a super cool looking knife for the price. This pattern with it's got the Snex lock on it. What's he call that? The tan inspired lock, like the Vision. It's got 14C 28 inch steel, and it's $59. I'm thinking I'm going to buy one for a review. It's got a super deep carry clip, so none of the knife will be sticking out. Super cool looking knife, though. Y'all might have heard of it. I haven't, so I thought I'd share it. But it's I think I've heard of the brand, but this Frontier, maybe I haven't, because maybe that's their only knife so far. Tactus was born in Colorado in 2024. I don't know if they're like a budget brand of... You said the centering is poor, Fuchs. Oh, thanks, Patrick. Yeah, I try to be really quick. I've told them on here, I've showed them boxes that I've had ready. I try to get them out the same day, like... there was another link I wanted to show. Oh yeah, that wasn't it. Oh yeah, so I wanted to watch a little bit of this video, and this kind of goes into what we've been talking about recently, and that's $1,000 knives versus other knives. But I wanted to show y'all something I thought was super funny, because I was just showing all my Stativians and Ethangrows the other day.
Actually better than a $10 pocket knife.
So what he did...
It depends. See, this is the question.
So I'll let him spell out what he's talking about, and then we'll kind of scan through it.
Person wants to know. If I spend my entire yearly paycheck on a single knife, all I gotta do is put a quick coat on this cupola and I can go home early. Oh no. I forgot to open the can. I shouldn't. Rather than 10 mediocre ones, will it actually make a difference in the real world? Well, in this video, I non-scientifically tested a $1,000 knife performance. as well as asked a few other serious knife people their opinions on this subject.
How many of these people actually buy it?
All right. So the premise here, he's going to ask a few knife people about it, what they think, and then he's going to ask his non-knife buddy to rank these 10 knives in the order that he thinks they're the most expensive, seeing if a regular person that's not a knife person could tell that one of these knives would cost $1,000 and one of them cost $10. So I thought it was very interesting that what the guy that's not a knife guy ranked them, what order he put them in.
Those more expensive knives that attention to detail goes into absolutely is what drives that price.
I also brought in a non-knife guy to see if he could rate these knives from least expensive to most expensive while knowing nothing about the knives he was rating. So you're not a knife guy, right?
All right.
That's it? This is gonna make so many people so mad. Should you buy once, cry once, or should you just settle for mediocre?
Answer that question.
All right, so
yeah, hey guys. So
he couldn't find ones. Evidently, Blade Binge paid for this knife for him.
Today's video sponsor, BladeBinge.com, actually came in handy. I'm not kidding. Because not only was I able to find the knife I was looking for, but I got it completely unused at a slight discount. Because BladeBinge.com is the best.
He started looking for it, and all he found was sold out.
I think I'm gonna have to hit.
So Blade Binge sponsored this and bought him this knife.
Because BladeBinge.com is the best way to grill knife from BladeBinge.com, and that is sometimes sketchy.
So,
oh yeah, it's
nice. A Grimsmo Norseman, if you don't know, but
it's very clicky. And honestly, in my opinion, the action on this knife is about as good as you can get. Now, obviously, that's completely subjective. That's my opinion. But I will say that I saw these guys at Blade Show last year, and I was gonna buy one with my own personal money. But they were sold out of these, at least the variation that I wanted. And they were just as good there as this knife is here. The consistency, the build quality, the fit and finish, it's about as good as you can get.
All right.
But again, that's my opinion. A knife guy's opinion. But what happens when a non-knife person experiences this knife? Would they be able to pick this knife out of a lineup consisting of some very low-end
So here,
knives,
let's go to the guy's ranking.
Price range knives. Is this something kind of like if you know, you know? Or is this
I'm
on feel alone? That is not using the knife itself. I want you to write how much you think each knife costs. And then
just on feel, not using it, not cutting anything.
So this is your best guess?
Yeah.
So this is where things got a little weird. This is gonna make so many people so mad.
I'm basically pricing the feel, you know what I mean?
You see, I don't want to go over every knife here, what it is, and the price behind it. I just wanted to see if he got the general sense of quality based on feel alone. And in some cases, it really couldn't have gone any worse because he happened to price a knife that I bought for something like $29 off of Amazon.
All right, so I'm going to pause it for a second while we look over this. He's got the prices that he actually paid for the knives or what they're worth, and what the guy thought they were worth. And the one that was $30 from Amazon, which is a Sativian, it's a ST-124 crossbar lock that I actually have in there. It's one of the ones I showed. The guy ranked as the highest priced, best feeling knife. So that goes to show that I wasn't just BSing about that Sativian feeling good, because to a non-knife guy, it felt good too. Something else to look at is the middle 5 knives are the best 5 knives, and they got placed kind of in the middle, and the Kaiser got placed above them in just the feel. And then the Vosti came in second with feel. But it's pretty wild that he thought the Spyderco was worth $38. Anyway,
as the one that felt like the most expensive. That's right. A $29 knife on Amazon felt like it was the most well built out of all of the knives on the table, including our $1,000 knife. to our non-knife guy. And with second place coming in with our $60 Volsteed raccoon. Now what's interesting is he did get some of the more expensive knives grouped pretty close together. But then again with another complete outlier on the cheap end. I guess all in all, it wasn't terribly bad, but at the same time, there was a $29 knife listed as the one that felt the best. This summer, Amazon
He nailed the $12 knife too.
The other funny thing is, the knife that he said he knew the price of, he priced at $38, when in reality, it's priced anywhere from about $130 to $200.
The guy said he knew the price of that one.
Why would someone spend $1,000, let's just say $500 to $1,000 on, or even more, on a knife?
You know, I think there is a lot to do with, you know, the design of the knife. You know that it's coming from a famed.
So we know all this, but then he does a. But then he starts cutting stuff.
If it feels dull, I'll sharpen it real quick. And then re-rank them based on how they perform. So the goal here wasn't to test edge retention. See, all of these knives and steels have already been tested, and edge retention is an objective thing. What we're testing here is, how does the knife perform as a knife? Cutting stuff. See, this is sort of like testing a car's horsepower versus how is the car to actually drive. You see, we can put a car on a dyno and get actual horsepower numbers, but that doesn't tell us anything about how the car is to actually drive. So as he was using them, I was sharpening them.
Did you sharpen this one?
No.
This one sucks.
That way he would always have a nice, sharp, fresh blade in order to take the edge retention completely out of the equation. So how did he do? Well, the results are in. So you're happy after using them?
Yeah.
And I think they need a little bit closer look this time. Oh my! So on the lower end, he was pretty much...
All right. So he changed quite a bit in the use. And in fact, the one he thought was the best jumped down to the middle from use, which, you know, is to be expected. The looks like Kunwu jumped up. I'm not sure what that next one is. And then the Kaiser jumped all the way to the top in use, which I'm glad to see because I'm a big Kaiser fan and I talk about them regularly on here. And it's surprising also that the Spyderco, I believe that's a Mannix, which I love, also moved up to the top as far as use goes. The Volsteed is the one that kind of surprised me that it kind of maintained. It was in 2 and it went down to 3. So that speaks well of Volsteed. The 2 cheap ones remain cheap. Some of the other ones jockeyed around position a little bit, but not much. But anyway.
Spot on. The only outlier was a super lightweight or ultra lightweight titanium MagnaCut folder he priced in with the lower end knives. I believe this is simply due to the fact that lightweight a lot of the times doesn't mean quality, and it can feel cheap despite the higher end materials and workmanship. Now right after the cheap knives, we have our $1,000 knife. What gives? Honestly, even after the price reveal, I don't know.
What? Why? Is it made from diamond?
Too. Is there something you didn't like about it, or was it?
It just seemed like it was... I just didn't have... I don't really know why.
So after explaining some of the reasons that this knife may cost $1,000, because you can't just, like, it will, but
Feel it.
you can feel the grind.
When you do that.
Like there's blade play. The tolerances in terms of like blade opening and close, gritty on these cheaper knives. And breaking down some of the things to look for when evaluating a knife. It's not as like solid and crisp. No other knife on the table that feels like that. I'm still not sure it made any sense to our non-knife guy. You can feel the grind, like you can feel like there's blade. You see, the problem with non-knife people is
you have the luxury of not knowing what I know.
So what about me, a knife guy, a user? Was it worth it? Does the knife perform? And for me, how does this knife compare to more reasonably priced knives? First off, the steel. The RWL 34 steel is a powdered metallurgy steel similar in composition to CPM 154. And in this knife, it had a measured hardness of around 60 HRC. Just a touch over 60, about 60.
There's the kind of machine I want.
Now, 60 HRC isn't great. Yes, I would like to see this a point or two higher.
You see it
but if
sitting
you
in the
watched my
background
videos
back there.
previously, you'll know that hardness definitely isn't everything when it comes to knife performance. But quite honestly, this steel and hardness combination really isn't anything that special. So why are high-end custom knife makers using it and not some other crazy super steel? Well, I think there's a couple of reasons for this. The first one is that the RWL34 steel is a fairly easy stainless steel to machine.
So it's like
and surface
154
finish for
cm,
these
huh?
high-end custom knives, where high tolerances and high fit and finish is definitely a priority. It also heat treats well, it sharpens well, it gives a very nice fine apex after sharpening, and it has pretty good edge retention. Now, in terms of edge retention, for my completely non-scientific edge retention testing, this knife performed very well. This is how much cardboard this $1,000 knife cut before it stopped cleanly cutting through relatively thin graph paper.
If you've ever watched his videos, you'll know that's a pretty big pile. He shows the piles every time.
So it still actually is kind of cutting through it, but it's not great. Now, I have seen better than this, but not at this level. Not at this level of blade fit and finish. And speaking of fit and finish, I'm not sure that I've seen a knife with this level of precision, fit, and finish in terms of how the knife actually performs in the real world. The action, the pocket clip, the grip, especially for me, the grip is better than any other knife that I've ever owned and maybe ever felt, period. You know, I gotta say that I think this knife fits my hand better than any other knife, any other folding knife I've ever seen. And in hand.
All right, so that being said, all this video being summed up, y'all know me. I'm going to tell you honest. This is my answer to that video. Okay? You can see the logo on it. You can see the fit and finish. You can see same markings. You can see the same milling. You can see the same everything. You can even see the same blade. And fit and finish, centering, action, everything about it is perfect. This is the same knife, basically, that he just, I always try to reverse flick it, but it's only got, just like his did, it only has thumb stud on one side, and I should move it over. I think I tried, but I think it won't fit right because this sits in the knife blade and this goes recessed and it doesn't work the other way. But anyway, this is a Hilberg clone that you can find for approximately $150. And it's the same knife, basically. Granted, this one says M390, and it is real M390. Hilberg was one of the best. They're out of business now, but they were one of the best replica / clone. I would not call this one a replica because of the badging and the branding. This one is a clone. But this is my response to that. I would never pay $1,000 for this knife. But I can recommend this knife based on holding this one. So anybody, I would send them over to Grimsmo. And I've talked highly of Grimsmo. They have another knife that I also own a Hilberg version of. But yeah, so that's what I do instead of paying $1,000. Now y'all can do what you want. I know Fuchs doesn't agree. He just left before I brought it up, so maybe he didn't even see it. But these, I believe when these came out, they were around $100. Of course, they've gone way up in value because of how well they were made and how great of a company Hilberg was. And people miss them and talk about them daily. But yeah. Yeah, drummer wouldn't pay money for a clone either. And my case, a lot of times the clones I buy are not available anymore, and so there's not an option to buy that shaped knife without buying a clone. So, like I said, it's a very divisive topic. We've discussed it many times in here. I think you should do what makes you happy, and our society is based on everybody being able to be whoever they want to be and what they want to be, and we're supposed to just go along with it. So if this makes me happy, who are you to stop me? Using the logic and everything else that goes on in society today. Now, using rational logic, I totally understand, but it's only fair. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is that what they say? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people that don't. I'm not going to say you're stupid for not buying clones either. I'm not so strongly opposed to both views, and I understand both views. But like I said, those guys that told me that I didn't deserve to be able to touch a certain knife because they weren't available for sale anymore and I should have gotten one in the lottery or whatever, I wanted to smack that guy. Because that's just stupid. And I've also said many times that being able to hold the knife has made me buy the original. I mean, all my Spydercos over here are due to me buying clones to see if I'd like them, and then realizing I really did, and so therefore I bought originals. So if I hadn't tried the clones, I would have never spent this money on Spydercos. That being said, this one's for sale if anybody wants it. I haven't posted anything for sale yet, but I'm sure it'll sell fine. But yeah, that's what I've said, TC Blades. You're not stealing money. I'm not. Me buying this knife took no money away from Grimsmoke because I would never buy a knife for that price from them. So they didn't lose any money from me. And you can't buy these anymore anyway. So even these clones, you can't buy them new. They don't make them anymore. So they didn't, I don't know. But yeah, like I've said numerous times, there's lots of knives that I'm not going to pay $800 or $1,000 for. I'm not nervous about modding this blade window or blade hole, and I think it'll actually look good. My only concern is I don't want to get into the Quiet Carry logo, so I'm going to try to go down a little lower on here. I need to take a picture of it and kind of see what I want to mess with using the Photoshop tools that I normally use. But we're going to do that Thursday regardless of what other modding we do. Just because of the reason I said when it lands in your hand like you want to hold it comfortably, my finger just doesn't reach. I have to contort my finger up here. And let me just show you the difference. On this Pina, when I let it drop and I put my finger there, my finger lands right on the thumb stud. So the reverse flick on it is super easy and it's very satisfying. It really clicks out there when you give it some oomph. And lots of the other knives, let me see. I mean, any of the other ones, even if I put the PM2, if I just let it fall in my hand where it's comfortable, my finger easily goes into that blade hole. The Kunwu is a little bit different, and if it didn't have this little angle here and come down further, it would be the same way. But when it lands, I can get my finger there just fine. This Artisan is about perfect, like the placement on where it lands on the thumb. This Decimal, same way. He put the thing way down, so when it lands in your hand, it's real easy to flick. The Artisan, same way. My thumb lands right there, naturally. I mean, my middle finger. The Sparrow, my finger lands right into Fuller. So yeah, so I think that will improve the feel of this knife a bunch. Like right there, like it does not get to the hole. I don't know if y'all can see, but it hits right there. Like it hits back. I can't. It's just naturally I can get enough grip with if my fingers aren't greasy to like flick it even without the hole. But I'd rather have a little bit of a hole there. So I'm gonna mod that out. I did not hear that. Let's go check it out. Walmart. Is it an Ozark Trail? I don't think it's an Ozark Trail, maybe. Because they sell all kinds of knives now, so I'm wondering what. Yeah, Ed, I hate it when you can't get to the hole either. It bothers me. Swiss Tech, all right. Yeah, Swiss Tech is another one of their, like, it's kind of an in-house brand. It was one of the first ones, I guess. Let's go look at the Swiss Tech category here. Sharp Tools. That's funny how they label it. There's a S35 VN button lock. Now, why would they put a micarta inlay? That's one of those stupid things. Like, what? Why? Why would you put that little piece in the side of the scales just to ruin the lines? Oh, it's got a stripe now. It looks so much better. Sorry. Y'all know I don't let my feelings hide on here. Is this the DLC one? Does it say if it's real? DLC coating is what it says right there. Alrighty then. Got a piss and black knife from Swiss Tech. I'm not totally surprised by that, considering they have a $200 knife at Walmart from this brand. They had one that I liked. It might have been this one. I think it was this one. Might have been that other. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was that version, but I don't know that it was that. There's a Barlow slip joint. Talking about slip joints yesterday. Yeah, Swiss Tech is one of those brands I haven't tried yet, but wouldn't mind. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to I mean, I saw it, but I didn't click on it and see if it said DLC. I thought it was just a black blade. Yep. Black diamond like carbon coated blade. Yeah, that's that same model that Garundit. It just looks different in that picture, but that's the same one down here that I was talking about. Actually, why do those look so different? I guess it's just because of that center. Huh. Weird. Yeah, I got it, TC Blades. I found it. I saw that one originally, but I thought it was just one of the cheap, like, Ozark Trail black blades. Somebody already posted the link to Tactus, I believe, in the channel, but it's just tactusgear.com. I'll throw it in the Discord, though. If you haven't joined the Discord, there's a links channel on the Discord where I post everything that I talk about on the videos, or try to. I've been doing a better job of it. Which reminds me, I need to delete that one of the scam case. I keep forgetting to delete it. Alright, now it's deleted. But yeah, that's a cool knife, that black one with the purple. Oh, you can't see the Discord, but the black one with the purple thumb stud, my favorite version. The black and white one doesn't look bad either. The one they default to, I don't know, with the black blade, I'd rather have a regular blade. That's definitely my favorite one. Yeah, that one with the hole does kind of remind me of the drift, that $199 one. Is that what you're talking about? That one? Yeah, the hole on it looks just like a drift. Well, no, I mean, the hole doesn't look like a drift. The hole looks just like the, dang it, what knife is that has that same shape? Limited release of 100. Losung. Can't believe they just threw a stripe on it, though. Like, wonder who made that. Who the designer was, because I guarantee you that's made by a designer. Huh. A milestone. Mark a milestone on the path we travel. We travel forward. TC Blades. Oh, okay. Putting a mirror finish on something. I've only done one. Yeah, I wonder who OEM'd it. I've only done one mirror finish on a knife. I got kind of bored one day and decided I would try to mirror polish a knife by hand. And boy, was I sanding for a little while. I actually, I will show y'all a picture of it. If I can find it. I've got to search my Reddit. I've got a picture of it. Here we go. Here's the picture coming up. This was a cheap. This is a Duratech knife that was $13 from Amazon. It's actually a decent little knife. They make some decent knives. But there's the best I could do with sandpaper and time. And I didn't use a single polishing wheel on that I have now. That was back when I first started with knives. Still addicted? No, I didn't get my Cortex clone yet. I'm late on everything. They will get posted about 2 days on Reddit before I get mine. 2 or 3 days. Those people up north get theirs first. And then I get mine about 2 days later. It doesn't even show it's in the country yet. It still just shows label made. I ordered it the day it came out though, so nobody else has posted it on Reddit yet, so I don't figure. Mine says, I don't know why it says that. Oh, actually mine is in the States. Mine says it'll be here the 21st, which is Friday. So I should get it Friday, hopefully. Mine's on the move from New York. I've got a couple things out for delivery today. That beacon I bought, that We beacon that I bought that night on Knife Swap. Nice. I can't wait to see it. Oh, that reminds me, Still Addicted. Since you like watches, so I don't know if I mentioned. Yeah, I did mention yesterday that I lost the second hand. So but I eventually found it like 3 hours later on that new Grand Seiko build I did. And then I mentioned that he gave me the wrong hands, that I was supposed to get the ones with loom on them. Anyway, last night I knew I was going to have to take those hands off in order to send them back, because AliExpress actually gave me a return label and said send them back, even though they were $25, so whatever. But I ordered the correct set for $20, so I actually saved $5, but with the loom on them. Well, when I took off the hands last night, I had a spare set of white hands for another GMT build I was going to do using the same Seiko movement. So I was able to put all 3 of those hands on. And they don't look right for this watch, but I did get the 3 hands put on, and the watch is working perfectly. Oh, good morning. Keep it scale stupid. I still need to take and shorten the stem about another millimeter. I didn't do that last night, but you can see how smoothly that second hand's moving. And I made sure to set it by the naval clock right on to see what it's losing, and it's staying on to the second right now. The only issue I have with it is the rotor doesn't seem very free turning, but so yeah, with these hands and this build, I've got $97 in this watch. With the Seiko NH35A movement in it, automatic, of course, no batteries. This case that has the GS logo on the stem. I don't know if you can see that, but the stem does have the Grand Seiko. I don't like this chapter ring, so I actually have ordered a new chapter ring to look more like the original. And it is right here. Let's see. So that's actually not the one I ordered. Oh yeah, let me show y'all this. This is my digital microscope that I use to put the hands on and stuff, because it makes it way easier to see stuff. But this is there's my Omega down on there. and I could see a lot easier to get the hands in place. But there's the loom on it with the new hands on it. Loom looks good too, but it doesn't look like the original. So the original, this chapter ring around here that's kind of the metal colored, is actually white with notches. So I ordered that a chapter ring like that one so that it'll look more like the original. And like I said, because the original looks like this. Sorry. The original looks like this right here. And as you can see, it's got that same chapter ring kind of thing around the outside edge. It's got the white one with the black lines. So that's basically the same. I got those same hands with the loom in the middle. I reordered them with the blue second hand, so it should look just like that. So I've already ordered the new hands and the chapter ring, so it'll look like that when it's done, or more so than it does now. And I'll have about $110 in it total with the new hands. These hands were cheaper, so that's why I calculated it. But this is $9,300 for this watch. Yeah. So I'd rather pay $110 and build it myself. Gaming Sandals. What's going on, buddy? Hey, you're into watches too, so while we're talking about watches here for a second, I want to show you what they just came out with, what my trusted seller just came out with. He came out with a whole line of hold on just a second. Let me see if I got Telegram on this computer. Well, crap. I don't know how I'm going to get this over to the screen. Oh, I know how I can do it. So my trusted dealer that I buy watches from, that I bought a few from that I really like, just announced that he had some new versions, 2025 versions of a few watches, and they're they've got clone movement, or they've got engraved. Here, I'll show you. Let me just show you instead of tell you. So Discord mirror, bring it up. Why is it still not showing up? Maybe it is. All right. So he's got these new GMT watches. They're 2025s. They look really good. And the coolest thing about them is they have the engraved Geneva Swiss movements, Rolex movements in the back of them. And they're only $115. And he's got just about all the models of the GMT too. And the GMT hand is supposed to work too, automatically. So I mentioned about having a trusted dealer that I would hook you up with, and that's him. All right, go suck off your drain. Still addicted? I'll holler at you later. Appreciate you being here. What two sons did you get? Keep it scale stupid. Did you get 2 from eBay? Which models did you get? Gaming sandals. I think you popped in a little late, but I had to take the hands I had on here off and put some other hands on here from my Seiko build. But I got $97 in this one. And this has that NH35A movement that you want, the Seiko movement, the automatic. But it cost me $97 in parts to put this one together. The Tactus is a new knife. It's the new Tactus Frontier with the Snex lock on it for $59. It's a new company. It's got 14C 28N blade steel. So if you got a problem with that, it's got ceramic bearings. It even says it has a 47 HRC hardened stainless steel liners and hardware. So that's pretty cool. I like the clip on it, especially because of how deep carry it is. It says it's a 59 to 61 on the 14C 28N. 5 ounces, 3.2 inches, 7.7 overall. It's a new, and there's supposedly, well, there's a 10% off right down there in the corner. So that'll take $6 off and bring it down to 53. And somebody had a video on one and got a 15% off affiliate link, I believe. So you can get it for around $50. Looks like a super cool little knife. Yeah, I love 14C too. That looks like a cool little knife. It has the Snex lock. It has the Vision FG lock. So basically the same thing, except Snex made one, and then what's his name made one? Demco made one. So the Snex lock is the Vision for the Wii and Civivis, and the so the Super Lock, there we go, Super Lock and the Shark Lock, and Tactile has used the Snex Lock, Super Lock, but it's not the Shark Lock, but it is the Shark Lock. So there you go. All right, Ron Crow. See you later, buddy. Sorry you got to get ready for work, but you got to do what you got to do. There's a, so whoever had the code, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Tactus Frontier by New. All right. Tactus knife. New. Comments. Okay, I know where it was. It was either in Budget Blades or Knife Deals. There it is. So here's the, okay, here we go. We can see the action on the.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Knife Standards.
Hold on, my headphone died, so we're gonna have feedback unless I put in another earbud. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm connected here. Nope, it connected to my phone. So give me a second. Disconnect from my phone. Connect from the PC. All right.
Today we are checking out a brand new knife from a new
This
company.
is the Knife Standards guy that makes the RR3 or whatever.
This is their first knife design. This is their first knife, and it's not available quite yet, but it will be soon. We are going to check this out in just a second. You guys have probably not heard of Tactus yet. They're a new company out of Dallas. Check out my Tactus.
I really like this guy. He's
check it out, and I said
all right.
Definitely, and I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and nice. This is larger than I thought it would be. G10 feels good. So this is their first knife design. They are also coming out with, I think, another knife and then also an EDC product. I'm not sure what that will be exactly, but
it's got a big old lanyard hole for Ed.
So again, thank you. It's the company was started by a few friends, but thank you. Shout out Tim from Tactus Gear for sending this over to me to check out. This has the like the Snex super lock, so a super lock-ish. I'm not sure of the exact mechanism, but super lock-ish lock, and got white G10 scales. Nice deep carry clip. I like wondering. Oh, that's surprisingly nice. Oh, nice. 001. Let's see this. That is really nice. Wow. So the action is.
The action looks
for this
really
type
good.
of lock. I kind of grouped this lock in with, super lock, shark lock, axis lock. To me, they're all kind of in the same category. And they can be kind of finicky, kind of tricky to get right. Feels great. The, quote unquote detent is awesome for this type of lock. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. It feels really great. And if you're wondering, because I usually don't talk about price, but if you're wondering how much these go for, I was told that this knife and then I guess their first couple products, but for sure this knife are going to be sub $70, which I mean, to me that's a no-brainer.
It makes a good sound, but I don't agree with him saying it's like an axis lock.
I'm pleasantly surprised. We have a nice, what are we calling that? I'm calling it Warncliffe-ish blade. I requested the white G10.
Does it have a smile by the sharp neutral?
Tactus, yep. Got a little billboarding on there. It's all right. Number
oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Flat ground.
I didn't even notice it till you said something. I'm sure that's hopefully going to get... Yeah, wow, it does have a smile.
Solid budget steel. So this
hopefully
is a
that'll get worked out. In fact, I want to pause the video for a second and see.
It like a budget knife, though.
See what you can see it on the you can see it on that one too. Dang it, why did he do that? I guess that's just from
I gotta say
cheap finishing or something. I don't know,
a step up from a budget knife. I do like that on the super lock. That's what we're calling it for now.
A lot of people don't even know what the smile means on the blade.
Disassemble. It's probably not, but there's like this little ring.
I didn't for a long time.
Or you can go right in front of it. There's no jimping. I like a little bit of jimping just at the the start of the spine. The plunge grind could be better. These are things that you don't.
Plunge grind could be better.
You don't necessarily need or expect from a budget knife.
That's kind of funny.
$70 is a great deal. I'm just impressed with the action, the ergos. Everything is finished. Sometimes on budget knives,
I bought most of my knives from D-Win guy.
And if you're wondering about the OEM, this is.
I bought about 15 of my two sons from him. Keep it scale stupid.
Viren knife. Which I had not heard of, but apparently they do a lot of work for other brands that you have heard of. So you've seen their work before, no doubt. But
no, we're just checking out that knife with the Snex Super Lock. Makes a great sound.
Acoustics are pretty
killer. Seems like it's got great action.
little bit of blade play, but I think that is just how it goes with, let's see, let me bust out my
Tighten the pivot.
20.5. Yeah, there's just a little, with that type of lock, there's just a little bit of play. That's how it goes. If you want to see a comparison with the 80-20.5, and now this doesn't quite do the comparison justice because this is a reblade, Transparent Knives reblade.
Yeah,
you can see.
Yeah, I linked it in Discord, Gaming Sandals, just now.
Similar handle length, and then you have a little bit
Yeah, the sound is really good.
With this guy, with the Tactus. Now, I don't have a name. I don't have a name yet for...
I like the blade, too.
For this knife. They didn't tell me the name. I think...
Yeah, Snacks Inspired.
Yet, or they're going to be announcing it soon. So I don't have a name for it.
I think...
Again,
the copyright's about to run out.
This will be their first.
Or it did run out.
Design.
That's why they can actually even do it.
I am all for supporting new brands and new designers and new companies. I think,
and I'm all about supporting other YouTube channels, so that's why we look at some of these videos.
Any kind of small business.
And I really like this guy. Like I said, I want an RR3
in the knife
plain Jane.
EDC world. I know how hard it is. So on this, carry this and using it and kind of putting it through its paces and see.
The clip is super deep carry though. I like that.
And
Versatile.
I have it in for have a ton of time. Versatile clips.
$53
testing it.
With that 10% off, be a good deal on it.
Sub $70.
I think I might buy one to do a review on it.
It is a little heavy, but I personally don't mind that. I don't need it to be like a feather. Pretty cool. Okay, so I will be back with another video.
All right, cool. Thank you, Mr. Knife Standards guy. I don't know your name, so. Oh, he didn't patent it? I don't know why I said copyright. Good grief. One of those days. Love the sound of that one. Such a good sound. So, I think I stay so busy, and I've actually been getting good sleep the last couple of days. But I stay so busy, and I got so much to do with all, everything, 2 jobs and this, and my kitchen is still a mess, but I think tomorrow on my day off, I'm going to conquer it. So I look forward to that. I know y'all could care less, but I did order another one of those 90 knife cases from Amazon. And like I said, Temu refunded my money instantly, and it's already back in my bank account, which is pretty awesome. So when I get that new 90 knife case in, I will have to make room for a bunch of stuff, and I got to sell a bunch of stuff. So I'll be able to do, that is the stroller, unless you're talking about the decimal. This is the decimal, the littler one, and the bigger one is the stroller. Yeah, that's the decimal. That's a New Breed Designs knife. There's the New Breed logo. New Breed EDC. It's super easy to front flip. One of the easiest, in fact. I think when I did my review of it, I think I mentioned the fact that if you're new with front flippers or can't get them to work, this one would be a good one to try because you don't have to do hardly anything to get it to work. Yeah, I believe that's, that Lutz design. He came in the chat one day and thanked me for doing a review of his knives. I've done a review of another one of his. Evidently, I didn't know it. Or maybe who made the Supercell? Is that another one of his designs? I'm getting a little confused. Or maybe it's the Blackout. It's either the Supercell or the Blackout. I've got both of them. I can't remember. But right after I did my unboxing review of it, that guy that made it came in the channel. Maybe I'm confusing Okay, KC makes the supercell. There we go. KC came in, but Lutz came in once too, I believe. Kaiser Gavel. All right. So it's the supercell that I was thinking of. They both. Yeah, there we go. KC commented on the supercell video. So I was confusing them both, and Luke came in during the live. Yep. There we go. Leave it up to Pete to remember. Pete's got the good memory. Thank you, Pete. And I need to follow both of them on Instagram. So can y'all point me to where I go? Loot 10 Tex. And is KC Spiron? Am I remembering his name correctly? Because I've seen other knives he's made, I believe. Is it like loot _ 10 _ Tex? Do we know? Is somebody answer me? Good morning, Dwayne Letterman. Let's see. Loot 10 Tex Instagram. Mark Perez. Loot.10.text. All right. Got him followed. And then is KC, was I right with the KC Spiron? KC Supercell knife. Let's see if it tells on here his name. KC Spirin. I bet it's Spirin. Instagram. Knives fast. Okay. Now I got it. I'm slow, y'all, with following people in the knife community. Man, I love that knife at the top there. What a beautiful, that chevron has been on my wanted list for 9 months now, 8 months now. I don't know why I haven't gotten one. And of course, Holt makes some awesome knives. That Morpheus, man. Wow. That reminds me a lot of the other Holt that I've got from Hilberg. With the milling and all that. I don't know. His Holt Blade Works too is another one that's hard to get in on. You got to get in on the lotteries and stuff, but he makes some cool knives. I don't know. Yeah, I've got the Spectre and the Haptic. And the Haptic, of course, the Spectre looks a lot like the milling on that Morpheus. I don't have a Morpheus. I would love to have a Morpheus. So, let me get this right. Is Tempest Knives KC? What's BST? Buy, sell, trade. All right, cool. Yeah. Is Tempest Knives? Because I've got a Tempest Jetstream. Who does that? Is that KC? Okay. All right. I got it all put together now. I knew his name, and I knew, and like I said, I've got a Tempest Jetstream. And then who is the other half of Devo? Besides the one I know, Lefty. I need y'all to answer that for me, because I've heard y'all say in the chat half of Devo. I'm trying to, once I get this in my head, I might remember it. Colin. Okay, Colin. And does he do anything else, or is he just half a Devo? Maison Pierre. Colin Maison Pierre. Colin Maison Pierre. See if I can find him. Colin Maison Pierre. CM Knife Designs. Oh, I've seen his logo. I've got his logo. What do I have it on? Tell me what. It's a Kubi, isn't it? Or is it a Kaiser? I bet it's a Kubi. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got his logo on a knife. I didn't know what it was until now that I just see it. Let me copy his name and go to Kubi. And see what it is. I've got the hide. I believe I've got the top one it showed too. I don't have a Duroc. I've got the Royal, I believe. I think I've got the Royal in titanium. Do they make a Royal in titanium? I know I've got the hide. And I might have bought a Duroc. But do they have the Kubi Royal titanium? Do they have one? Yeah, I've got that. I've got that knife. I believe I got the stupid. No, I've got that version. That's probably the one. That's the one I was thinking of seeing the logo on, but I didn't know where it came from or who it was. I've got a bunch of Kubis, so I was going to buy a Duroc. I don't know why I didn't, because I got a bunch that were on sale one time. They were normally like $50 or $60 knives, and they were on 50% off. They were like $25 and $30 knives. Hold on just a second. Man, that coffee is so good. I gotta send y'all a link so y'all can try that coffee. It is so good. Yeah, so here we go. Here's the there's that logo. Whoops. We're not on the right thing, Chip. There's that logo. So there's that knife. It doesn't get nearly enough pocket time either. Front flipper on it isn't as easy as the as the decimal. And then here's that one. What is that logo? Huh. The milling's good on that one. What is this logo? Looks like a tornado. Yeah, man. That's why this is group blade talk, because I learned just as much from y'all. And the action on this one's sick too. Thank you, Keep It Scale, stupid. Oh, is that the Tempest logo? Okay. I wonder if my Jetstream has that logo. Heck. Man, my coffee's empty. That sucks. Sorry, shameless plug for a guy one county over from me that makes the best coffee I've ever tasted. But this is that Raphael's Roastery, 35 North Coffee County. Coffee roasted fresh on Coffee Street in Coffee County, Tennessee. Nothing else will do. He has a website. There's the website, raphaelscoffee.com. But he has this brand called Wake Up America. That is awesome. A delicious medium roast blend with a shot of espresso to wake up America. And I buy these 5-pound bags of this because it's so good. You can tell how big that bag is. But I get it ground for my Keurig. And this is my Jetstream, so you can kind of see the resemblance of the milling and everything. Well, this one has the micro milling. Can't even hardly see it. There we go. Pivot's cool on this. Is there like logo on the clip? No. Let's see. There's that logo, I bet. Well, come on, focus. Yep, there it is. I believe I almost bought one of those too. But you can see the resemblance in these two knives for sure. You can kind of tell they were made by the... Well, why do the logo on the pivot and that logo up there look different then? Huh. Because I thought that was the logo, Nick. The little, like, cyclone looking thing. Because that's the same logo that's on this Kubi. But like I said, you can tell that I can tell the same guy made both of these. Very similar. Only thing I don't like about this Jetstream is the swoop up. It swoops up just a little bit. I wish it was straight. Like this one doesn't really swoop up as much. Yeah, I thought it looked like a mag wheel, like, and Another cool knife that I have that I don't get much pocket time to is a Wingman EDC Jet. And it's got some really cool features, and it comes with a little it's got a really cool pivot, and it looks like it's airplane themed. So that's the version I have. And it's got some really cool milling on it. See if I can get it to act right. So that's a propeller on the pivot, and it's got the airplanes. It's got a propeller on the back, or the screws. It's got some super cool milling. The blade, got that kind of a different knife for me to have normally, but it comes with this little bomb tool and a for the pivot tool. It looks like a little bomb, and it comes with a tag. So that's a cool knife. I've got both of those. That reminds me, I don't remember seeing that box. Maybe I do. I can't think what it looks like now. That's Dustin Turpin design. We've heard his name too. I got a good deal on that knife on Knife Swap. I don't know why. It was one of my first funky, cool titanium, well milled knives. Can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but probably around half price. All right. Anyway, guys, coming up on an hour and 50 minutes. I think I'm gonna start winding down. I've still got to get back with Sever 7 about a trade he might want to work out. I just haven't gotten up. I've gotten good sleep, and I'm not gonna complain about getting good sleep because I normally sleep 4 or 5 hours. So getting a full 8 hours the last couple of days has been nice. I messaged them because I know y'all remember that I told y'all she was going to send me the other set of scales for this, and I could send back whichever one I didn't like. And she said she would try to get it out the next week. Well, that was like almost 4 weeks ago. So I messaged her yesterday. I was like, any news on my scales? And miraculously, they shipped yesterday. So do you think maybe she forgot about me? And I reminded her by sending the email. Just kind of ironic that she said, you know what she said? She said the holdup was, now I want y'all to think of this. This is Original Goat, who I am losing respect for more and more every time I talk to them. But her quote reason why she hadn't shipped my scales yet was because they were waiting on the clip spacer ring that is a little tiny milled piece of aluminum that fits under the screw to make it raise up so that the clip fits right on it. It's that little piece underneath the clip there. That was the holdup. So a company like Original Goat not shipping their stuff, taking forever because they're waiting on that. They've evidently got some old guy that does all the milling. And I don't know, I can tell you his name, it's in the emails, but she's like, Paul hadn't got to it yet. And I don't know, Gus, I don't know, his name is something weird like Gus or something. But anyway, I guess he does all the CNC machine work. So that's the holdup, because they can't get Gus to make some of those little spacers. Crazy to me. I like Original Goat for the most part, but But then there's stuff like that makes me angry. Y'all know how I always say I'm ending, but end up going off on something else for 10 or 15 minutes. Kind of crazy. I need to get some new knives in because I'm getting tired of looking at the old ones, but I'm able to pull out stuff like this and, you know, that I don't normally carry, or this one. And we get to talk about a cool designer, and get to bring up this and like my wingman and stuff that I don't. I even got to break out my Norseman this morning, which never comes out of the box. Thank you, Southpaw Carey. Appreciate that. Got a little bit of everything out there. And this whole table, there's one replica. Everything else is original. So that's good. That's good percentages there for Fuchs and Drummer and all my people. Pretty good percentages. We got, I don't know how many knives out there. 6, 7, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 knives, and only one of them's a replica. All the rest of them are real. Yeah, Fuchs. Yeah, I get you there, buddy. I would be the same way if you had any that you were tired of looking at. You're welcome to get my address too. Yeah, that's pretty funny. His name's Guy. Guy's not bad, except that everybody would associate you with Guy Fieri or whatever his name is, with the crazy hair. They joke on that guy pretty regular. And man, this is just a beautiful watch. I don't care what y'all say. And the click on this bezel is something else. It is so tight. That's what she says. The click and noise and feel of this bezel. Man. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. And this movement will keep spinning. Like, see, it's down there spinning. So the Mayoto Japanese movements are pretty nice. It's got the gas release valve. Let the air pressure out of it if you go deep underwater. Anyway. All right, guys. Back to talking about watches again. We got to quit the knife stream. Y'all have a great day. It's Tuesday. I'm off tomorrow. We're going to get a lot done. We'll probably do some more on-location videos in the kitchen of me boxing up and getting a new case sorted, maybe, hopefully. Thursday, we're going to do some grinding on this blade. I know TC said send it to him instead, but I've decided I love this knife enough that I'm going to keep it for me. Love the milling on it. Love everything about it. I'm just going to fix that stupid blade hole. My biggest knife, good sir. Let me just go grab it for you. Give me just a second before we end the stream. I'll grab my biggest knife. And I assume you're talking about the biggest folding knife. I would guess that's what you're talking about, because I've got some cold steel machetes. This is my biggest one. My stainless steel Espada. It's got fingerprints. It's dirty. And it needs shining up. But that's it right there. And in reality, size comparison, it's up above everything else, so it looks a little bigger, but I can assure you it is as big as it looks. It's actually going off the top of the screen a little bit, so there you go. That would be my biggest folding knife. And when I first got it, see y'all tomorrow. See you tomorrow, South Park Carry. When I first got it, I carried it for 2 weeks. And I can fit it in my pocket pretty comfortably. Like I said, I'm a bigger guy. It's got the wave, wave technology, wave thing. So when you pull it out of your pocket, it pretty much opens. It's big enough that it's got the full 4-finger grip for me before this part. And then I can also get all 4 fingers in behind that to like swing it like you could really chop some wood with this thing. Holding it back here, you can get lots of leverage. So my hands are big. Yeah, my hands don't look big anymore, but I can get 4 fingers on both sides of that. And it feels equally comfortable. It feels, of course, more balanced up here, but when you hold it back there at the back, it feels like you could chop through a tree that was, a foot thick. Which you probably could, but it'd take you a while. Of course, the blade is so big on it. The only problem with it is the lock. You have to push it pretty much all the way in to get it to close. But even closed, it's freakishly big. Yeah, it is amazing how nice it actually carries. Like, I could show y'all, but I'd have to kill you. Hold on a second. Let me get my phone connected, and I will show y'all. All right, is that right? Yes. So it's in my pocket at the moment, and that's all that sticks out, just a little bit, not very much. It's all the way down in my pocket. Is that a spotter in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? But it goes, it's not even hitting the bottom of my pocket. Dang it, quit flipping. You can see just enough of the handle for you to grab, and when you pull it out, that's what she said. The wave just grabs automatically and opens it. So, yeah, it fits. If it fits, it ships. I've got four of the Voyager No, seriously. I can't. I could show you, but I really want to, but yeah, it doesn't affect my walking at all. It carries really good. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on a second. Dang it. You got me showing stupid stuff I wasn't planning on doing. Hopefully you can see that. Of course, y'all couldn't hear me. I'm sitting there talking to the camera, and then I realized that y'all can't hear me. I don't know if y'all could see me or not. He said, show us the whip. I've got 4 whips. You don't want to see my whips. I'm an old guy. I don't have any cool whips anymore. I've got a... well, anyway. I don't really want to go into what I've got, but... I've got an Expedition that sits out there in front of my camper that I used to pull my camper. I got a Volkswagen GTI with a Stage 3 kit on it that'll go about 180 miles an hour. Yeah, I've got on dress pants still. I didn't need to be wearing my dress pants with that knife, honestly. I've messed up a pocket or two doing that. I'm a manager, so I've got to be respectful at work and look dress pants, and I don't have time to change when I get home, so. Yeah, I love my GTI. I raced a Maserati Quadriporte on the way to Tunica, Mississippi, and in my GTI, and I've got the lowering spindles and 4-inch 4-inch exhaust on it. Not just catback either from the engine. And I bought the Stage 3 chip, and I can plug up my laptop to it and tune it and stuff. Anyway, it's a turbo, and I got the blow off valves and the different turbos. I put a lot of money into it. Well, I didn't put a lot of money into it, but I put some money into it when I got it because I love GTIs. But yeah, I was racing a Quadriporte Maserati, and I hit. This was when I had Stage 2, I believe. I had him beat all the way until I maxed out 5th gear at 167 on I-40, and he switched to 6th gear and passed me at 167. But so I've gone nearly 170 in it, and now it'll go even faster. But I don't drive it much. And I've got a Toyota truck, an old school 87 4x4, the original Toyotas. It's red with some, I could probably show y'all pictures really quick. I could take you out there, but let me see if I can bring up a picture really quick. I gotta go because I'm getting tired, but where's it at? I don't see it. Oh well. There's a video I haven't seen in a long time. Wow. 3D printers going. Pretty wild. I'm glad y'all can't see what I'm looking at because that'd be pretty wild. View cover photo. Hold on. I bet I got a picture of it in my cover photos. Wow, y'all would like seeing all this 3D printed stuff. Hey, there's one of my exes. There's two of my exes. Where's this stupid picture? There's my theater. There's a car I like. There's my daughter. That's why I can't show y'all all this stuff. There's another ex. Wow. I forgot these were on here. Quite a few of her on here. House pictures. Alright, I know y'all are getting bored. Give me just a second. My fish tanks. I'm trying to go through my cover photos. I thought it'd been easier to just go out there, but it's not sitting in a place where it would make a good picture at the moment. I couldn't get beside it very well. It's in my external garage. Here's my here's my GTI. There's my GTI. Y'all can at least see that while I'm looking for my truck. Hold on just a second. My graduation photo for my daughter. There's my 22 acres in Kentucky. I guess it's not in my cover photos. I don't even know how to find photos. Wow. I'm looking at my Facebook if you're wondering. And I haven't been on here for so long. I don't even know where like my photos are on here. Albums. I think it's in my Kentucky pictures. Yeah, there's it sitting beside one of my four-wheelers. But that's before I got the wheels on it. Good grief. These are my stupid live streams, and I guess I can do whatever I want, huh? Profile pictures. Here we go. I think I put my truck up in my profile pictures once. Then again, maybe not. It's amazing going back and looking at 15 years worth of stuff that you never look at. Blood Moon, Tunica, mobile uploads. Huh. Yep, some of these photos are crazy. Oh man, you want to see a cool photo? This is a photo. I told y'all I used to breed Jack Russells. This is a... Look at that picture. Is that not cute? Whoops, it's the wrong one. Like, look at that little Jack Russell. something about little animals regardless. Pretty wild. All right, truck, where you at? There's one of my four-wheelers. There's my Jeep. My dog. My old Acura that I gave my daughter. Man, I don't know where the pictures are of it. Tunica, mobile uploads. I bet it's in one of these. Man, I miss my dogs. Seeing these pictures is making me reminisce about my dogs. And my main one got killed by a rattlesnake. Then I kept his son, and he ended up dying from heartworms because the vet juiced him up with too much medicine or something. I still blame the stupid vet for that, because he wouldn't have died within 2 or 3 days if I wouldn't have taken him to the vet. But it is what it is. I mean, I guess that's just something dogs get occasionally, is heartworms. And I don't know why I'm having issues finding a stupid... Here you go. Here's an image for you. This is probably check out this picture. Oh no, that's pretty funny. Here's a picture for you. This is probably, I don't know which picture I'm showing. Okay, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, that's me and my dad back in probably 1977. There you go. And I got one of me that reminds me of that. I got a picture of me. Here we go. That reminds me of that Eddie Murphy skit where, on Eddie Murphy Raw, where he's talking about the ice cream, and he's like, I got some ice cream and you ain't got none. And then he drops his ice cream. This is me in a diaper, like 2 years old, 3 years old. I don't know why I was still in a diaper. Good grief. Eating ice cream. There you go. There's some blackmail photos. Oh, here's one that's even funnier. Y'all are going to love this one. So this one was at the local mall back in probably the same time, probably 1977, 78. And I'm sure some drunkard, yeah, because you on welfare. Check out that photo though. Like, man. And believe it or not, I'm not scared of clowns or Santa Claus. But at that point, I evidently did not want to be up there. Yeah, I was born in 73. Keep it scale, stupid. I hope y'all like that picture, though. I think I'll leave it with that one. Can't get no better than that. Well, guys, it's been a fun day again. Appreciate y'all. The grand prize game. Did you play the grand prize game, Pete? You throw little ping pong balls in the popcorn buckets? Bozo the Clown. Your cousin did? That's pretty funny. You went up on stage? My sister was in some show back then called Romper Room. I don't know if y'all remember that show. She was on that for some reason. Drummer, be shady. Y'all be good. Y'all have a good day at work. Yeah, there was a show back in the late 70s, Romper Room. I heard some crazy stories about Bozo. That's why this guy dressed up like Bozo was probably an alcoholic. Because the stories I've heard about Bozo are pretty wild. About his personal life. Alright guys, if you need me, you know how to find me. Join the Discord if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, reminiscing about all that old stuff is kind of cool at times. Yeah, that's not the real Bozo, but during that time, he could make money. Bozo was so popular that there was Bozo impersonators. Y'all have a great one. We'll be here again tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm going to get stuff done. Yes, sir. Do some more on-location videos in the kitchen. Getting all that cleaned up. Hopefully that case will come in today and I'll be able to restock and remake a new case. That'll be fun. Getting a bunch of these knives out of bags and some of these, quote, replicas. Fill up a case full of replicas. Heck, I don't know how Santa was. It looked like pretty scary in the picture to me. Like, I don't think I liked either one of them at that moment. But those eyes on that guy, on that Santa, he's a shifty individual as well. In fact, that guy might have killed somebody. He's definitely done prison time. Pretty sure they both done prison time. Let's make it F11 and make it full screen. Let's really get in here and do this. If we're gonna do it right. Let's see all the madness going on in that picture. Yeah, I've got to make that today's thumbnail. Let me get the email out of the corner. That guy on the right looked like he wanted to kill my mother or whoever's taking that picture, Santa, and then Bozo looks like he might want to do my mom or something. Wow. What's up with Bozo's teeth? Did they have meth back in the late 70s? I guess they did. I'm like, get me out of here. I did have pretty blue eyes though, didn't I? You can't, that good old Polaroid picture. I'm telling you, boy. Polaroids were the... Well, anyway, guys, I thought y'all might like that this morning. Y'all have a good one. See y'all tomorrow.